Are we here? Is everybody aware of what's happening right now? Planet are we even on? Planet of Lana is the right answer to that question. Hello everyone. We're having a little technical problem. For whatever reason, I couldn't go live when I copied the stream key over. Then I copied the exact same thing a second time and it worked. Not really sure how that works, but it's all good. We're live now. So, welcome. If you don't know me, I'm Danejerus. I was here day one, actually. Speedrunning Fashion Police Squad. We're back again today playing a game called Planet of Lana. Now, I have speedrun this game before. I'm actually the only person with a run on the leaderboard currently, as of now. But we're not going to speedrun this today. We're going to do just a full playthrough. So I'm not going to do the fast strats and all that. We're going to do like a full lore playthrough. And it'll be a fun little time. There's a cute little indie game, and it's a beautiful artwork showcase as well. So you will, I have a feeling, enjoy this one. Just as a reminder, we are raising money for Toys for Tots here at 12 Days of Indie. So if you would like to make sure a child gets a toy this Christmas holiday, or whatever holiday you and they celebrate, be sure to get your donations in, because we are collecting them all throughout the event. For this one, unlike my Fashion Police Squad runs from the other day, I don't have a good set of incentives, because it's like, well, this is a casual playthrough. What am I going to do with Planet of Lana for a casual playthrough? But we are still going to do the $5 for hair brushing. So if you want to see me brush my hair, got the brush right here. $5 will make me do that. Real quick before we start, I have to swap out the battery in my headset, because the doc is yelling at me, saying, "It's gonna die if you don't switch out the battery." That's how my headset sounds when it talks. And I have to take the headset off, because whenever I leave the headset on and switch out the battery, my hair gets caught right in there. Ask me how I know that. Alrighty then, get this thing plugged in. Alrighty, so again, we're not speedrunning this today. I have speedrun this before, and I have managed to bring this game under 2 hours as a speedrun, but we are not going to speedrun it today. We are instead going to do this as a totally legit playthrough. Sure, it's happened a few times, absolutely. It's very annoying when it does happen. I'm gonna just clear this third slot out. Alrighty, let's get going. So, Planet of Lana is a game it's an indie title published by Thunderful Games. I am at this very moment blanking on the developer, but it's the development studio's very first game. It's the very first product they made. This game took 5 years for them to develop. I am sure the artwork was at least 3 of those 5 years. Yeah. Oh, one thing I want to do, I would normally turn off the... Oh, I have the... I'm turned up on here. You know why I can't hear it? I didn't turn my headset back on after switching out the battery. I'm very smart. So, back to what I was saying before. So, we are on a planet. It's not called Lana, as much as you might think it would be called Lana. It is in fact not called the planet Lana. It actually is not named as far as I'm aware. But we are playing a character named Lana, and that is our sister named Elo. And you see how like we are so happy and we're so happy-go-lucky. We live on this planet, this beautiful oceanfront property, and you know, it's a very nice little thing, and we get to like just jump across big gaps like this all the time. And it's like all so happy-go-lucky. We'll jump across gaps like this. Oh. And we get to go swimming sometimes. Like, look how happy we are. Surely it's gonna be like this the whole game, right? So anyways, yeah, this is a 2D puzzle platformer, and it has no combat, but it does have stealth. You'll see that in a minute. In fact, this is actually where we're going to teach you the stealth. So, little cutscene here. You see this chef. This chef is very angry. Very angry. Does not want to catch you running past his shop. He better not catch you running past his shop. He's checking. He's making sure. Okay, go. Okay, we're good. Now, fun fact, in the speedrun, you actually can do that before he turns around the first time. The timing is very, very precise. Ah, the ledge broke again. That's fine. We can just roll in here and climb back up. The Fire Nation attacks. You're uncomfortably close to the right answer. I'm just going to tell you that. It's a little eerie how close to the right answer you are. So yeah, we are we're following Elo because she is taking us all the way to she's taking us out of town. We're gonna go climb up some stuff. By the way, let me just say this: if I lived on like here, I would not care that I didn't have internet because, dang, I'll be chilling in the ocean every day. You seeing this? Little Nightmares and Wayfarer. Little Nightmares, Limbo, Inside are the three that most often get brought up when people say this game. See this game. When I was speedrunning it, people brought those titles up all the time. And yeah, it's a little criminal that this game was so underappreciated. Like, it did not sell nearly as much as I feel like it should have. And while the price was a little steep at launch, it's still a little steep now for what I would recommend anybody pay for it. It's a beautiful little title, and it's a good solid 5 to 6 hours as a casual game. It's one of those weird cases where the game casually is very short, but as a speedrun is very long. It's like a 5 to 6 hour casual playthrough, but then as a speedrun, it's only just barely under 2 hours. I managed to knock the time down to 1:58 and some change. Yeah. She gives a big hug, and then she runs away, because, you know, that's what you do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this doesn't take place on Earth, even though these are like humans, like you can tell they're humans. You're gonna see a lot of creatures on this planet that are not Earthling creatures, let's put it that way. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure this happens on a separate alien planet, and the language that they speak is like, it's a total gibberish language. It's like just a made-up language. So, you love aliens? Well, this cutscene is gonna be great for you then. Love aliens? Didn't figure you would. Well, now we gotta go rescue Elo, cause she went and got herself captured by aliens. So fun little fact. I'm not gonna do it because this is just a casual, call it a lore through. So you notice how fast Lana's jumping right now, or how fast she's running. If you jump consistently as you run, you actually go faster. Not by a ton, but it speeds you up by, I'd say over the course of like a 2-hour run, probably by at least 3 or 4 minutes. So they taught you stealth with the chef from earlier. Now they're gonna teach you stealth with consequences. Because if you got caught by the chef, you just go back to the checkpoint. If you get caught now, you die! So don't get caught. Just like that. That's what I mean. That's kind of the first encounters are sort of teaching you here's how to play the game, and that there's not really any combat in the game at all. You know, you have to get by on your wits and your stealthiness to get past everything. Hey, babe. That's my girlfriend in chat. She's sick right now. Everybody say, get better, Oscar. Feel better soon. swimming through the water is slow, so we're gonna try to not do that as much as possible. Not because we're really trying to go as quickly as we can, but it's like, why wait around in the water when we can just go more quickly? So like jumping like that to get as far forward as we can. Just spend less time swimming. You lost your voice as soon as we got off the call. We got off a Discord call literally 20 minutes ago, and her being sick, her voice is about 3 octaves lower right now. I hope you feel better soon. Really, the Fire Nation abducted a bunch of people? Kinda. Except it's not the Fire Nation, it's a bunch of alien, machine aliens, or alien machines, depending on how you spin that. We gotta wait for this guy. We even have to wait for him in the speed run too, which is annoying because we don't like to wait the speed run, we like to go! Alright. Let's get out of here. Yeah. Legally distinct Reapers, yes. What's funny is like the aesthetic of the machines reminds me a whole lot of Horizon Zero Dawn. Surely not the same. So they're gonna introduce a new mechanic here where you have to pull the boards off of certain things before you can progress. So we have to wait for this guy. Yeah. And now they're gonna make us wait. Legally distinct Star Destroyers. Yep, Reapers. It feels very much like they looked at Reapers and like drew a lot of inspiration for the aesthetic from that. And you can definitely see the influence of like Inside and Limbo and Little Nightmares. Speaking of which, Little Nightmares 3 comes out soon. Oh, I'm excited for that one. I love the first two. All right. So we're gonna get this every so often throughout the game as well, where we have to climb a rope to get out or to progress. I was gonna say to get out of bounds, but we're not going out of bounds in this game. I try to speedrun that one. I haven't even speedrun the first 2 games. I sort of pseudo speedran the first game because there was an achievement for beating the game under an hour deathless. So I did that, but I wouldn't exactly call that a speedrun. That wasn't. I was just trying to live and beat the game under an hour. I wasn't trying to like get a posted time and go for the world record. I ain't trying to do all that. That's too much work. Well, this is the end of the first chapter, right here. One thing that's really nice about some cutscenes is that you can actually skip the cutscenes by loading checkpoint once you see the loading symbol, saving symbol, which is nice because it's very frustrating to have to sit through every single cutscene. And granted, there are long cutscenes that you do have to sit through, which is a frustration on my part. And I've asked the developer to change that. They never changed it. So, when Lana fell, I never noticed this before because I was maybe just focusing too much on the speedrun. When Lana fell over, the controller started vibrating. The game overpowers you, especially when it swells. The soundtrack is very like cinematic and very orchestral, and it matches the tone that they're trying to set really well. Like the people who made the score for this game really, I mean, I literally will call it a score because it feels very, very cinematic and very much like a what's a good comparison, like 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's like the score matches the thing you're watching really well. But yeah, we ran all night looking for Elo. passed out, woke up on some rocks, and of course she's a child and she's not old and she could just sleep on some rocks and then get up and start running. Me, I'm old enough that I fall asleep on some rocks. I'm gonna have back problems all day the next day. I don't think that's very fair. I'm just gonna put that out there. Oxnash, hello. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, platformer, so there's gonna be a lot of jumping. And fun fact, this is the only 2D platformer I've ever speedrun. I have never attempted a 2D platformer as a speedrun until this game. Now here's where they're gonna introduce the first non-alien machine enemy. It's a pig! Now the pig will mow you down, so you gotta be very careful. And I'm totally doing this the casual way. This is not how we do this in the speedrun. I'm doing it for effect. Oh, run, run, run. Lana, run. He spotted you. Run, run, Lana, run! Go! We're safe. Not even close. I don't even think the pig spotted us, actually. So, there you go. Jeffrey? We can name him Jeffrey. That works for me. All right. We're gonna have to slide. Whee! Jump. Not advised to sleep on rocks? I agree. Be very sore the next day. All right, here's our first actual puzzle. Now, the benefit of watching a speedrunner play this game is I already know all the solutions to the puzzles. So this will go fairly quickly, actually. So what you gotta do first is lower this platform. My favorite thing about that is like the developer intended means of you lowering that platform is to jump on it and you literally will fall into the ground. Feels like they didn't quite think that one through all the way. All right, so we're gonna pull this box off of the shelf or platform, whatever you call it. Lana, grab the box. Lana does this sometimes. She's very disobedient. So we're gonna push this box over. We're gonna leave this box there. We're gonna use this box to climb up onto this platform, which is now gonna stay put because the other box is weighing the other side down. And that is how we progress. Just like that. I have to break the habit of constantly jumping from speedrunning. I've got so used to doing that. All right. Uh-oh. It doesn't look like we can progress forward. I guess we'll have to go back. Oh, wait. All right, we're gonna bait this guy. He's gonna hit the wall, and then we're gonna run past him. Go, 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 run, jump! Now, his name is not Jeffrey. We have a name for him. Point this out in a minute. Now, you're supposed to drop down here to land on that so you can see how that works. How you're supposed to have a weight on there. His name is Ground Pork. So we're just gonna casually drag his corpse onto that weight plate and then use him to progress out of here. There are a couple of morbid things. Just a couple. It's not that many. But we haven't even gotten to the cutest part of the run yet. There's actually a cute part to this run, if you can believe it. And it is right here. Uh-oh. Kitten's trapped. Well, I guess the kitten will be stuck there all game. Okay, fine. We'll rescue the kitten. So we're gonna drag this box over. And this is just to save a little time so we don't have to do this multiple times. What we do then is we're gonna pull this switch. That is gonna open the box. You trying to get for this for the event? Yeah, it's a good game. It's a little pricey for what it is, but it is a lot of fun. If you like 2D puzzle platformers, this might be worth it for you. That is a cat. Her name is Mui. M-U-I. So we're gonna be chasing her for a little bit. Because we rescued her, and she's, of course, grateful, but she's not our companion yet. We have to earn her trust. We love her. What's funny is, I did the speedrun for this game on a GDQ hotfix show called Legally Cute, which is all of your cute and comfy games. And I think this one fits the bill. Alright, so we'll just jump onto this platform to follow her. Oh no! What do we do now? Well, that floor doesn't seem all that sturdy. Hey, look at that. By the way, fun fact. So, like I said, in the lower right corner, when you see a little symbol pop up, that symbol right there, that means that it's a checkpoint. And you can load checkpoints, and you will be able to proceed forward. Fun fact. When you pull those boards off of that little a little wall, if you load that checkpoint, you hard lock the game. Because Mui does not push down that rope for you to progress. She just runs away. Ask me how I know that. All right, big jumps here. Big jump here. Okay, we're good. How do you know that? I've done it. All right. We gotta crawl under here. Now, there is actually a speedrun strat that you can do in this spot. It is extraordinarily risky to do. And we're not going to do that for, you know, a casual playthrough like this. We're going to do it the legit way. Even though the other way is not technically a glitch or anything, it's just you have to be really, really, really fast. So we're going to pull the box over a little bit and then run back and hide. Please don't hurt me, Mr. Spider. So we're gonna climb up here. You're very close to spotting me. All right, now we're gonna open the box as soon as it's safe to do so. Now. And we're safe. Mr. Spider can't get us. So now that we've rescued Mui twice, she actually trusts us. But we have to suddenly rescue her again because Scooter. Yeah, the game is also going to do this sometimes where it's like solid white screen and it's blinding, and I'm sorry for that. It's not as bad for me because I've already got lights in my face anyway. But yeah, it could be a little disorienting. Yeah, flashbang out. Yeah, one thing that a couple people criticize the game for is that they do this a few times where they have these dream sequences where you literally just run the same sequence multiple times, and then you do it again in the game's epilogue. And it was sort of like, it felt like they were trying to pad out the game a little bit by having you redo the same area multiple times, which I get it. I feel like that's not an illegitimate criticism, but yeah, it was very odd that they did that. Fade to white is literally the best transition. We can agree to disagree. That's okay. I didn't need retinas. I wasn't using those anyway. Your eyes. Yes, I know you are. I was too. But yeah, now Mui trusts us. Although we got knocked unconscious when we jumped off a cliff. Yeah, this is a 3-hour block of stream that I've got going here. And, you know, the speed run's under 2 hours, and I was thinking, well, I mean, if I even did the speedrun strats, we'd be looking at like a 2:10. If I, you know, haven't played the game in a while and I like don't, and I'm like super rusty, I was like, that's still not enough. So I was like, how am I gonna pad this out to fill up the whole 3 hours? We got knocked out by the flashbang. I think that's how that works. All made you leave the house yesterday? How dare they? What? That is terrible. Leaving the house. You know what grass feels like? You can run through this grass. There's lots of it on this planet. But yeah, we're going on an adventure. And now we can control Mui. We can tell her where to go, and we can give her commands. And we will be doing that periodically throughout the game. To grab a package from the office. That makes sense. Would make sense why you need to leave the house for that. Alright, so this is the first instance of telling Mui what to do and giving her commands so that you can both cross. And Mui can jump very big distances, so jumps like that are nothing. Easy. No big deal. Tell you what. We'll play this part legit, but I'll show you the speedrun strat for this. So we're gonna inch real close. This is not the way the developers intended you to do this. Oh. I haven't done this in a while, so give me a second. I have to redo that. Okay, gonna inch real close to the edge. Whoops. It went too late last time, went too early this time. Ooh, interesting. That didn't, usually that works. Surprised that didn't this time. Usually that works. Inch closer. There you go. You are not supposed to be able to grab onto that ledge from there, but you can, and then you can just drop down. We're not gonna do that. We'll play it legit. But yeah, that's the speedrun strat. And it saves a pretty decent chunk of time by doing that. Now, the way you're supposed to do it is the same way we did last time. We're gonna call Mui over. Then we're gonna leave her in our spot. So we're gonna leave her there, and then we're supposed to jump down here and then jump across. Just like that. we can drop down. Nice and easy. Notice how that rock is moving? That's kind of interesting. Probably nothing. All right, we're gonna climb this rope. Oop. That was a little weird. Pull these boards off. And now, we can call Mui over.
Yeah.
That's the developer intended way for you to progress, but that is slow. So we don't do that in the speedrun. All right, now we have to actually tell Mui where to go, and we can point to where we want her to go, and then give her a command. And so we can tell her to drop the ropes off of ledges when we find those. Big jump here. Of course, that's like nothing to Mui. She's just like Olympic athlete or whatever. So what we do here is we drop down and we can jump across just like that. So keep in mind, we're still looking for our sister, who was abducted by aliens. Now, I know what some of you are thinking just get a new sister. But here's the thing. How heartless of you to say that. That's her sister. Why? So we duck under here to keep progression, because this is going to take us into a darker area that we need to traverse through. Then we've got a puzzle here. So I'm just gonna do the speedrun strat here because it just kind of makes sense to. There isn't really any benefit in doing it any other way. But yeah, the rock that you see here, this rock is gonna move. So what we do is we point at the ground as low as, or as far away as we can. Just like that. There isn't really any benefit to doing that any other way. It's not a developer not intended method. It's just like the developer intended you to get across that platform somehow. So we just do it that way because it makes more sense to do it that way. Brother Tales of Two Sons game, but in 2D. I don't know that one. So this one's gonna hit a pressure plate over here. Then we use that to jump up here, and then we can call Mui over, and she can follow us up here. Alright, now you can see another one of those weight plates that extends the platform, but there's no way we're getting across that. In fact, Mui can't even make it that far of a jump. So, the way we are going to do this is we are going to send Mui... I have to jump down here. We're gonna order her to that hole in the floor. Gonna send her through the hole. She's gonna hit that weight plate and extend it for us. Then we are gonna jump across. Lana? and then we can do this. Oops. I gave her the wrong order. She's gonna jump across and then jump up here. And then we can proceed. Why would any self-respecting soul just not get a new one? Exactly. Heartless. So now we're going to be dealing with electricity. I know. Witchcraft. There's a chain of bars in your state called the Office. Maybe that's the same. I don't think it's the same office that they're talking about. All right, so we need to get Mui to bite the cable here so we can take this one with us. We're actually going to call her over now because it's just a little easier to do that. Now, this is actually going to turn off the electricity, but the problem is that we need to get Mui over there first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to park this cart right here. But we need to actually get Mui, like, in the right spot. Plus, we have to pull down these wooden planks. So, right, tell Mui to stay put. Actually, better idea. I haven't done the speed run of this in a while, so I'm sort of forgetting some of the things you're supposed to do exactly. Then what we do, we drop the cart right over the weight plate, and then we can have her bite the cable without, you know, electrocuting her. You want to try avoiding electrocuting the cat as much as possible. That's a weird sentence. Anyways, we're gonna be progressing from here by climbing onto this box and then jumping up here. And we, of course, can follow, because no big deal. Wait, what are you doing? She jumped down off the box so that she could jump on the ground and then jump up onto the ledge. I don't know. All right. Yes. We can add that to QuoteBot if you would like. Now we've got another alien spider guy here, so we're gonna have to figure out a way past him. Luckily, it's a pretty easy method for this. Going to run by and just literally run past him. It's just that easy. He's gonna spot us, but he can't get us from there, so no big deal. Mui's just taking her sweet time. All right. Yeah, send Mui up there. Drop down the rope for us. We actually added that as a quote. Amazing. I didn't realize we had a quote bot, so yay. That is now permanently in the 12 Days of Indie archives. As a reminder to everybody, by the way, we've been showcasing this event here at twitch.tv/indie. We're going to continue showcasing that here for the rest of this event. However, starting next year, we will be moving over to twitch.tv/12 Days of Indie. All one word. So be sure to go follow that channel so that you can follow along next year when we showcase all your favorite indie titles. And the ones you haven't heard of yet. Alrighty. So we're now, I gotta turn my fan back on because it's hot in my room for some godforsaken reason. I don't know why. We're now entering a new chapter area. Now, this is gonna have a very different aesthetic from the first part of the game, which has been very lush and green and all that. As soon as we get past this puzzle. Now, this rock right here is another moving rock. Just gonna save us the trouble of having to move the rock around. We're gonna leave Mui there for the moment. You'll see why in a second. The rock's not gonna hurt us. However, that rock will hurt Mui. We don't want that. Lana, jump onto the ledge. Good girl. This child is ridiculous sometimes. All right, I'm gonna pull these boards out. Speedrun strat is to grab this as far away as possible because you can almost flip out of it that way. Moves the box a little faster.
Hola.
Now we're gonna bring Mui over, and this rock is gonna move and push this platform up. That is how we are able to get out of here. Not exactly a speedrun strat to just leave Mui there, but I think the developers expected you to bring Mui with you and then realize, oh wait, we gotta bring her back over there first. We'll just save us the trouble and do that part first. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna send Mui up there. She is going to hit the weight plate, and then we can climb up here and get right out. Nice and easy.
Hola.
And just in case you wanted to know how optimized this game is, I'm currently getting 600 frames per second. You might think that's too much, and it is. In fact, maybe it'll actually help the. Oh, that's right. It caps at 60. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's play it at 60. Maybe that'll actually help the stream display it better. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it'll have any big difference. If it doesn't have any difference, we can change that. Now we actually have to get by this guy. Be a little bit of a challenge. So we're gonna actually move right over here. We're gonna leave Mui right in this spot for the moment. Now we need to get this guy over to our left, because if we just try to run past him, he'll just instantly kill us. We don't want that. So I'm gonna send Mui into this dirt hole. And as soon as he spots her, send her back through the dirt hole, and then we can run past. Just like that. Bring Mui over. All right, we're now far over to the right. He can't get us anymore. Now I'm gonna send Mui over to the rope as soon as this spider turns around. Now I'm gonna bait this spider over here. Come on over, Mr. Spider. Come and get me. Come and get me. We squished him.
Hola.
I think that's the only enemy we actually kill in the entire game. I think the rest of them we have to just sneak past. Or we... I guess there's a couple of other ones that we kill, but we don't kill any more doing that, by like crushing them. There's a couple other ones that we kill using other means. But I almost don't even want to call them enemies because they're plants. They're killer plants. I don't know if I want to call that an enemy exactly. But yeah. Now this is important. Watch the background. Watch carefully. It's gonna come up later. And you've seen a couple of the enemies do that, where they do like different colors and they play a little tune when they do that. It's gonna come up later. All right, so we're gonna jump onto this platform and just kidding, that's scripted. It's okay. That's supposed to happen. I think for Monsters vs. Alien, that one actually that you see in the background was over the village that we were at. So we've traveled that far already. That was the big dude that we saw originally. So now we are in the dark. This chapter is actually called Alone in the Dark. Now, when Mui stands on these black little swampy things, she has the power to light everything up. And we're actually going to take advantage of this so we can see where we're jumping. As soon as we cross those platforms, we can then progress. Can't exactly see that one in the dark very well. There you go. I think we're on this one. And this one's important because that platform is hard to see if you don't leave her on that little collection of, I don't know, I guess this is like onyx or something. This one as well. Do a big jump across. And then we're gonna send her over to that one. Now, if I line this up correctly, darn, I was like just slightly off. It's hard to do that in the dark, as you might imagine. All right. Then bring we over this way. And big jump, followed by big jump, followed by big jump, and another big jump. A lot of jumps. Now we've got another enemy right here. This is a potato spider. So what I'm gonna do right here, I'm gonna wait till he turns around. I'm gonna jump onto this rope. jump onto that platform, and I missed. And I was like, I gotta run, or I'm gonna get hit. Now, he can't cross the light once it's lit up, and that's the reason why Mui's being on that spot is so important. Yeah. Lana? Are you okay? There we go. Oh, why she missed that? She doesn't normally. And then once we pull these boards off, we can have Mui go up there and lower the rope for us. Just like that. And that's how we skip Potato Spider. Or Spider Potato, depending on what order you want those things in. To do another big jump here. I almost didn't make that jump. One really nice thing about this game is they're very, very generous with what we call coyote time. Coyote time references a mechanic that's built into a lot of platforming games where you're allowed to jump even after you've run off of the edge of a platform. And they do that because sometimes they have to make a really big jump. Players will actually keep running past the ledge before they jump. So they add that in there as kind of a fail-safe to make sure you don't die. And different developers in different games will do different amounts of coyote time. It's called coyote time because of Wile E. Coyote, how he would run off the ledge. And then he'd be running for a second before he looked down, and then he would wave to the camera and fall. Those of you that are under like 20 years old probably have no clue what I'm talking about. It's very depressing to think about. But yeah, that's why it's called that. Splitator. It's a good name for it. Alright, so we got another rope here that we gotta use to climb. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country is a good example of a game that really utilized a lot of coyote time. Yep. And this is the best one. It's so cool. Now, believe it or not, there's actually a puzzle solution on that wall. True story. And the puzzle solution is also ingrained throughout this room. However, we already know the solution to the puzzle, so we're just going to add this thing. So what we do is we pull this one over like that. This is 3 dots to the left. No dots to the left. And this one is 1 dot to the left. If I am remembering this puzzle. And then we jump onto the rope. That's not the solution. Alright, this is where we gotta check our answer. So one of the answers is hidden back here. Alright, that one's correct. There's another one up here. I actually haven't been up here in a long time because I was just using my splits from when I speed ran this to keep track of it. This one is... That's a 0. That's what it is. Okay. That is in the wrong spot. Whoopsie. These 2 middle ones I got backward. It's not that I forgot the solution, it's that I just mixed up 2 of them. There we go. And now we jump. That is what opens the door. to know when you know what you're doing. And now we have a cutscene. What that is.
Veno muy.
So Mui's now developed a new power. What we're gonna do, we're gonna use this
Hola, muy.
to our advantage. We do.
Hello.
Anytime we see one of these things, we can have Mui kind of hypnotize it, and then we can control
Hola.
the thing a little bit.
Vamos
What
aquí,
I'm gonna do is
muy.
I'm gonna send Mui through there. Drop down here. We can actually see what we're doing as long as Mui's over there. A little hard to see what you're doing if she's not on that onyx. She's literally now magic. She literally now has magic powers. So, this is another new mechanic that they're gonna introduce. These weird creatures that have an eye. And anytime you see one of these eyes, you know that that's something that Mui is going to be able to use her powers on. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this guy over like that. And anytime that you see, so like what you'll notice is that if the light beam right here is on this guy on the lower level, his eye's going to close. But as soon as we get the light out of his eye, he opens it. And that is how we are going to... That is how we are going to use that to progress. So we're gonna have Mui hypnotize this guy. But you can't do that unless she's, you know, the eye's open. And then we can jump up here like this. And then we have to have her push this guy back in because his butt, for whatever reason, runs the opposite direction from his face. I know what I said, and unfortunately, it's accurate.
Hola.
So, yeah. So now we use his butt to progress forward. Again, a very weird sentence, but yeah. And that's Alone in the Dark. That's that whole chapter. We're now back outside. Yay! All right, so they've introduced you to dark puzzles. Thank you for that, Dreamer. They've now shown you light puzzles. They've shown you dark puzzles. And now there's no more, like, tutorials. You better figure it out, player. Yes, more lovely sentences this game has brought us. So, what we're going to do here, I'm going to drop Mui on this weight plate. Because Mui needs to be, needs to keep that weight plate extended. We're gonna bring that box over and then raise it up. This is going to allow us to platform over to the other side. Where are the morally gray puzzles? In Starfield. Oh, good grief. Why are we adding these?
Hola.
Why are we adding these quotes? What I said was, and now we use his butt to progress forward, which is funnier. Because I suggested that we did this together as a group. That you were complicit in using his butt to progress forward. Why do I play this game? All right. I gotta swing. Ooh, you gotta make it. Okay. I was the one using his butt, true, but I've made you complicit in my
Hola, muy.
butt usage. All right, once Mui. I don't know if anybody saw that, but Mui like hovered in midair for a second. That was weird. I don't think I've ever seen Mui do that. I've seen Mui do weirder stuff than that, but that's a new one. That threw me off so much. I forgot to do the to actually do the puzzle progression here.
Olay.
So we're gonna call her up here, and then once she's up here,
Ima Mui.
we're gonna tell her to wait. It's gonna carry her upward. She can't actually jump up there on her own. We have to lower and raise that platform for her to progress. That was weird. I've seen that cat do some weird stuff, but that is definitely up there.
Pamaki Mui.
We're gonna send her up there. Oops.
Kialo.
Jump up there actually. And fun fact, you can actually come this way. This isn't progression, but you can come this way. And then if you drop down here, which I don't think the camera's gonna lower much more than that. There's a shrine down there. We're not gonna do the shrines because I don't know where they all are, and if you don't get all of them, nothing happens. If you get all of them,
Olay.
I think you get a special cutscene before the ending or something like that. I forget exactly what it is. We don't do it in the speedrun, so. I think there is one posted time for somebody who gets all shrines, but it's not much slower. It's like maybe 10 minutes slower than the any % run, which is just get to the end credits as quickly as you can. Now we've got another machine spider here. Don't want this guy spotting us. All shrine speedrun. Well, they call it 100%, but I don't know where all the shrines are. I didn't run that category. So what we're gonna do, the spider's not gonna come back down here until it goes down to that next level. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to kind of prepare to get Mui on that pile of that dirt hole right there. Send her through. Now we did that the semi-speed run way, literally just to avoid a cycle of having to call Mui through and waiting around, and it just saves a little time that way. Why wait through an unnecessary cycle when it's not even really a speedrun glitch or anything like that? It's just doing things fast is all it really is. All right, slide down here again, and this takes us into the next chapter. Next chapter is called Swamp or Swampland. I forget exactly. Mui, there she is. It's like, Mui, are you following me? No shrine percent. Well, no shrine percent is just any percent. Now, this is where we're going to learn something very, very specific about Mui. Something that proves, actually, that Mui is a cat. Because it could be questioned, but this is proof positive that Mui is a cat. Mui's afraid of water. So she wants us to protect her from the water. So that little cutscene is their way of kind of teaching you, okay, you're not gonna be able to rely on her swimming across with you. You're gonna have to find another way to get her across. Which is what a lot of the puzzles in this section entail, is just getting her across bodies of water. Just water soluble. True, she could be a living peep. You know, Peeps, the sugar candies. Which could be that. So we're gonna actually use this log.
Olay.
As soon as she's able to jump. Just like that. And then we're gonna bring her back across. Cats are water soluble. Anything's water soluble if you leave it in the water long enough.
Olay Mui. Pamaki.
Now, me personally, I'm alcohol soluble. Bourbon specifically. Sorry. Anyways, so we're going to. Oh, that was a little scary. If you fall down, you will die from fall damage. That does happen. Sounds like something you'd say. Same. Okay, so for this one, again, I gotta jump in the water, which is fine. 'Cause what that means.
Ima muy.
No. Wait, oh, you freaking cat. Okay, so Mui sometimes will do this where she will keep running when I don't want her to do so. Oh, wait, I should have stayed out of the water. Whoopsie. We need her on that weight plate, so we can climb up here and then jump across.
Hola.
All right, now this is a new creature. Now this thing will run away from us, but it will pop out when Mui's here. So we're actually gonna have Mui control this guy. Now this is the spigot for a giant water pump. And you might be thinking, well, where's the water pump? It's right there. And once we're out of the water, we can drain the pool completely. And then we can come across. And these jumps are not too big for her. She can totally make those jumps. But we need her over here because we can't progress without her, because we need to climb this rope.
Hello.
And one of the very annoying things about the speedrun stuff for this is they didn't put another checkpoint in place until the rope comes down. If they had put a checkpoint before that, we could have actually skipped having to do that whole puzzle entirely. But they knew we were gonna do that, so they stopped us. Those mean developers.
Tamaki.
So we're gonna send Mui over there, just so she's a little closer to the exit, and then we're gonna to swim across here. You want this game now? You've seen it. It's a gorgeous game. It's absolutely beautiful. I feel like this game was meant to be an art showcase as much as an actual 2D platformer. All right, now you can make that jump on the first swing, but it's actually very inconsistent. So we're gonna just do 2 swings to guarantee we get across.
Hola, muy.
And now if we wait, we can grab this rope again and swing across. All right, we got eyes here, which means we can hypnotize them, which means we're gonna have her pull these out, and that clears the way
Hola,
for us.
muy.
Just like that. And Mui's afraid of the water, but she totally can jump across these platforms. That is no, as long as she can make the jump and she knows she can make the jump, she will jump across. But when the platform's too wide, they're too far apart, that's where you gotta find an alternative solution. Okay, so what we're gonna do,
Ima.
I'm just gonna leave Mui here for a second. Mostly just because we're gonna need her down on the lower level, so it doesn't really make sense for her to run to the edge or anything like that. And what we have to do is we have to do some fancy platforming in order to get back up to that upper level. So we're gonna climb up here. You see that rope? You probably know what's coming next. Yeet! Again, you can make that jump on the first go, and it's usually pretty consistent, but we're not speedrunning today. I have speedrun this game in the past, like I said earlier, but I'm not gonna do all the speedrun stuff, because the speedrun stuff is very risky. And it's very easy to flip. So, we're gonna do at least 2 cycles on all these rope swings, except for this one. This one's easy. And then once we're up on this upper level, the reason why we had to come up here in the first place is because we have to
Ima, muy. Ima.
drop down in order to break that floor. Now I'm gonna leave Mui.
Hola. Ima.
There. We're gonna come over here so that way we can hypnotize this guy. And we start to drain this water pool as well. Now we don't need to drain this one all the way. We just need to drain it most of the way for now. We're actually gonna leave Mui in place because we are going to need to raise and lower the water a little bit as we progress through this puzzle. Okay, I died. I'm not sure why. Very odd. That was weird. Okay, I drained it a little bit more this time. Oops. Have to raise it again. Because there is a log over here that we need to get a hold of. So. If you're handing out refreshments, I will take an old-fashioned, please. Thank you. Wrong way. I was draining the wrong way. I was refilling the pool. I want to drain it. Alright, and we're going to take this log through here again. And the reason why we had to come get this log in the first place is literally just so that we could cross this first gap. So once we are clear of this rock, we can raise it all up again. We want to make sure to raise this thing all the way to full. That way we can actually climb out of here.
Hola, muy.
Otherwise, we may not be able to get out. Just like that. Again, they make sure that you bring Mui with you by blocking your path until you get her over here. Just so you don't run away without her.
Hola.
And we're gonna just keep on running. You getting an espresso? Nice. What's that? Alright, so we'll swing off of here. So we get up here. Whoops. There we go. And we are now in the next chapter. This next chapter, I forget what this next chapter is called, actually. I'd have to look at the main menu to actually check. So we're just gonna start the cutscene instead. You would like to keep your life fluid in you? Are you bleeding? Stop that! Stop bleeding. You got a nosebleed? I've been getting a couple of those lately too. That happens when the weather changes. How'd the keyboard work out? I ended up breaking like 32 switches. Like not the switch itself, but the pins where they attach to the board ended up like bending and everything. So I've got a bunch of alternative. I got a bunch of tactile switches in here, but the main body of the board is still my linears, and the new ones are great. Oh man, once you mod the keys on those, oh boy, yeah, those are nice. But yeah, it was very, very annoying to have so many of the keys, especially like brand new switches I hadn't even like used at all were like broken. It was so weird. So, electric floor is bad. Don't jump on the electric floor. Instead, have the cat turn it off for you first. Then you can jump on it. My goal is to say as many weird sentences as I can before this is over. once you know turn off the electric floor, you can progress. And I guess that's like the tutorial for this part where they sort of teach you you're gonna need to get Mui to push buttons for you in order to cycle the electricity. You thought the cat was supposed to jump on the electric floor? Yeah, you heard that wrong. Definitely heard that wrong. There's 743 quotes now. Oh my goodness. That's like 60 quotes each event. Or more than that, actually. Or less than. Yeah, no, more than that. Because this event's not even over yet. Thank you, Lolina. Now, we are gonna have to kill this guy, because there is no way to progress without doing so. Shocking! Well, now that he's dead, let's get Mui up there. Is he related to the butt guy? No, he's related to the potato spider guy. In fact, you're gonna see more of them. This is a cool visual. I like this part. All you Resident Evil fans can tell me what those are. Stars. You're just doing that on purpose now, man.
Ima. Quiero muy.
Now, what they sort of expected you to do is to run across all the way, but
Quiero.
you can actually just stop halfway on the bridge and you land right here. Which is kind of a funny little thing.
Hola, muy.
And then we can bring Mui down here. Now we've got a whole pool with electricity and everything and a bridge that we need to cross. However, leaving the thing on while after we cross the bridge is going to electrocute us. So we want to turn the electricity off after we've you know, messed with the bridge. So we're going to pull... Oh, shoot. I forgot to bring the other battery in the water. Whoops. That was a mistake. Oh, yeah. I forgot the admin... That wasn't me like trying to weasel out. I legitimately forgot about it. Yeah, $250 for eating 2 olives. Got it. What's that? You know, I legitimately just forgot that one because I was trying to think of like what's stuff that's specific to this game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Mui turn on the electricity, and then I'm gonna push this button to extend the bridge. However, if I just jump in the water right now, I'll die. So we're gonna have Mui turn off the electricity first, then we can cross. But yeah, if you donate $250, I will eat 2 olives. And if you know how much I hate olives, frankly, 250 is not enough.
Hola.
Also, Lolina, we're gonna have to talk about the 10th, what counts as glitchless, because there's some things that aren't technically glitches, but are definitely big skips in the speedrun. Oh, good, it's been updated. Just what I've always wanted. All right, now Mui's gonna run off on her own at this point, which is just fine. Olive bourbon can be a thing. Oh, I never want to try that if that ever is a thing. If they aren't glitches, they should be allowed. I mean, technically at that point, we were just running a category called any percent NDC, which stands for no drip clip. Because all the others, that's really the only glitch in the game. Every other skip that we do is just jumping out of bounds. I'm good to run that. I've been running that for a little bit, so. Olives are gross. That is the correct opinion. Very good. Imagine an olive shot. That's just shooting some olive brine. Alrighty. We now have another cutscene. This one's pretty cool. We're going to get a new power here. Paul, was that you? Did you do that? Paul just donated $501 to Toys for Tots to get me to eat 4 olives. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to wait here a moment then. I'm gonna go get the olives. In the meantime, I'm gonna play you a video that I hope you all enjoy. I'll be back in just a minute.
Thanks to your generosity, Marines have delivered Christmas to children in need since 1947.
Now, hold on a second. I actually just had an idea. I actually had an idea just now. What if instead of 4 olives, hear me out. What if instead of 4 olives, I just brushed my hair 100 times? Think about it. Think about it. so you can see, I'm not lying. In fact, tell you what, I'll even switch to here so you can see. They're really olives. They're not like green grapes, and I'm trying to like fool you or anything. I don't lie about this sort of thing. So for those of you that don't know, I do this on my own channel where I have a wheel, and every 10 subs, resubs, or gifted subs, I spin the wheel. And there's a few things on there. Mostly it's I gift a sub. There's one slice that's I gift 5 subs. There's one for like share a cocktail recipe. I used to be a bartender, so I'll share cocktail recipes once in a while. There's one for 10 push-ups, where I get the camera right here to turn around, face the floor, and then I do 10 push-ups for everyone. And there's a slice for eat an olive. And I usually just eat 1 olive at a time. Not 4. 6 olives confirmed, there's only 4 in here. See? It's just 4. You get it over with? I could. But I don't want to eat them. It's for the kids. I may need to take a minute to get a refill on this as well. Oh, they're so salty. Oh, see. Ugh. I'm the opposite. I can at least like eat these and swallow them. I literally cannot swallow black olives. They will come flying back out of me. So this is the reason why I do green olives, is because anything else is not feasible. I've never had to do 4 at once before, dude. Oh, you're after us. You're not even stick around to watch me finish eating them. All right, tell everyone that tell Paul, okay, all of you, tell Paul that I actually ate all 4 of them. You will. Oh. Damn. Okay. Ugh. Thank you for your $500 donation, Paul. That wasn't meant to play a second time. Getting cocky got the won the giveaway, while also being the one to draw it. Yeah, with that $250 donation from Paul, we've hit now $2,000 for Toys for Tots. Well, don't give me too much credit here. Paul's the OG that's actually putting their money toward Toys for Tots. So thank you, Paul, for doing that. Also, I hate you so much right now. Like, I hope the next time you go to the grocery store and you try to get your favorite potato chips, they're out of stock and you have to get the generic grocery store brand. That's how mad I am at you. Tell you what. I'll even enter. You like the store brand? Then I hope they don't have the store brand. How about that, Paul? Okay. As an FYI, I am starting to run out of olives, so we can't do too many of these. I'll let you know when we've officially run out. But I'm gonna need to get more olives, and then I'm also going to need more water to wash them down with, or rather, to rinse the taste of olive out of my mouth. So I'll be back again in a minute. Before I leave, I might as well play you the other video that we have in here. Let me get that queued up, and then yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll be back. That is the wrong video. I meant to select this one. Don't buddy me, Lolina. Okay, this is your fault. I mean, technically it's Paul's fault, but it's also your fault. Welcome to 12 days. I won't be back next year. All right, Paul. Thank you for your donation to Toys for Tots, and also, I hate you. Oh, look who's joined me in chat. I will leave this voice call right now. I will not be back next year. Uh-huh. There is nothing fair about this. What do you mean in fairness? I just realized chat can't hear you. Hold on. Let me add you in here. There we go. Now chat can hear you.
Excellent.
So if you missed what he said he thought maybe one $250 donation would come in, not 3.
Look, okay? When we saw you just before the event started and you did the olive, I saw it in a vision, you could say. Someone's going to donate for those olives. Someone out there in the 12 Days universe, in the expanded 12 Days cinematic universe, is going to donate at least $250 to see this man eat 2 olives. At the time, I was even thinking a olive. I didn't think you'd agree to 2, but when you did,
I agreed to 2 because I thought it wasn't going to happen.
But hey.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Yes.
How much does Toys for Tots spend on one toy? How much of Paul's money is going to go toward like one toy?
I can't say how much will go specifically to one toy, but I do know that according to the charity people that go and check out charities and see how much per dollar goes towards the actual charity work and how much goes towards people's pockets, or in this case upkeep of the charity, they have a 97% rating, which means 97 cents out per dollar goes towards the children.
So we can say that 97% of that $751 that Paul just put in is going to the kids.
Yes.
So Paul, I hope you realize how many kids you have probably made their entire holiday season by making me suffer. I want you to know we appreciate it, but how dare you? Alright, we're gonna get back to playing a video game because that's the whole reason why we're here in the first place.
Yes, I do want to say thank you, Paul, to all our donators. I do want to say thank you for your charitable donations. And also, if we get to $5,000, Draw has to take a bite of a peanut butter and Old Bay sandwich, and I'm hoping we get to that.
Oh my god! Peanut butter and Old Bay?
Yes.
Who thinks to put those two things together?
I do. It's delicious.
Sir,
I legitimately do like peanut butter and Old Bay.
I guess some people legitimately like olives, so nothing surprises me anymore.
Ima.
So
Old Bay's that liverwurst. Old Bay's good on shrimp, not on
It is.
peanut butter.
no, it's definitely good on peanut butter.
Your sense of taste is warped, my friend.
My sense of taste is impeccable.
Anyways, we're gonna push this button, and that is going to do some things like give us control over this platform. So, what we need to do is have Mui bite this rope, but as you can see, it is going to electrify her if we do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let go real quickly of this, and then we have to move pretty quickly here. Oh wait, nope, so I goofed. We're not doing that yet. We're doing something else first. Oh my god, I won! Wait, what? Why are you drawing twice? Oh my goodness. All right. So we got one step to this puzzle first. What we're gonna do is we're actually gonna get this platform over the other platform that we were on. And we're gonna let go of that. Now we need to jump onto that platform first before we take it over and have we bite that rope. So I set it up way higher than I normally do. In the speed run, we set it much lower, but I'm playing for safety here, not anything else. All right, we're gonna jump across, and then as soon as we are cleared, we're gonna do another nice big jump. Nice, just like that. Now, by shutting off the power, turning it back on, we actually get that little ledge to lower, and we can take down that a little piece of the wall in order to get back there, real nice and easy. Lift this platform up right here. Okay. So now we can do this again. We're gonna send Lana across this gap. Have her drop. We're gonna shut off the power. And then as soon as Mui is able to bite the rope, and we can turn the power back on. Get in here, jump across. And we need to bring the platform back over toward us so that we can actually use it to jump across. Olive hype. So, fancy platforming here. As soon as it is low enough, we're going to jump across, like so. And then nice big jump here. We're gonna bring Mui with us. And that's how we get through that puzzle. Alrighty. I believe that closes out that chapter, and we now start a new one in this spot. Yeah, this is in desert. Which one's this one? I forget the name of this one. I think it's like Plains? I forget exactly what it's called, but... Now we've got a guy here. And he will shoot us if we... In fact, I'll even demonstrate what it looks like if he spots us. If he sees us, he just snipes us. He's mean. We don't want him to see us. I realized I actually hadn't showed you what that looks like still now. Luckily, very safe strategy you can do here. Just crouch in the grass until he passes over you, and then you can run right past him. Now, the weight plate to extend that platform is actually up on that ledge, so we need to drop something onto that weight plate. Guess what that something's gonna be? Our new friend here. So once we drop him onto that weight plate, we can now use him to get across. And this is now the new power that we've acquired in that cutscene before. You might have missed that that fact because we were so busy watching me eat olives. Are you having fun?
We'll negotiate you coming back next year.
I want a raise.
Meno muy. Olai ki.
We'll work out the terms and conditions
Now
later.
this is adorable. Because Mui won't get in the boat by herself. But we just pick her up and put her in the boat ourselves. More olives next year. Absolutely not. I am as angry as Mui is adorable. And here we just have about a minute long cutscene. This is another showcase of kind of the art of the game. I love the skybox in this. It just looks so good. Admin? Yeah, I know. And that is a big fish. This big fish. This game kind of reminds me a little bit of Abzu in the sense that it's like a big art showcase. That's sort of what Abzu was. Well, Abzu was an engine showcase, a technical showcase, more than anything else. But yeah, very similar in that regard. One thing I haven't actually pointed out yet, I kept meaning to and just kept forgetting.
Kima.
It is. There you go. You can pet Mui. Oh, we should have made that an incentive. I didn't even think about that.
Olai.
Whoops. Oh well. Tell you what, we've pet Mui now. Why don't we add $10 and I'll pet Mui. So for every $10 donation we get, I will pet Mui. Are you okay with olive oil? Oh, I love olive oil. But olives, just in general. I just found a piece of olive that was stuck in there. All right. Now, this guy's got an eye, you'll notice, meaning that we can hypnotize him. So we're gonna push this guy onto the weight plate. And then what we can do, run over here, climb up. Now the nice thing is when you hypnotize an animal, like Pumbaa here, as soon as you get him unhypnotized, we can actually bring Mui over here. He's gonna be like dazed enough that he's not going to attack her immediately. That's how we get out of there. I had a little bit of olive caught in my teeth that I found on accident just now.
Olai.
There we go. Thank you, Mama Cat. Alrighty. Appropriate that Mama Cat added that one. So now, big jump here. That is the jump that Coyote Time was designed for.
Pamaki muy.
So we're gonna have we come up here, lower the rope for us again.
Cielo.
Something that we have done so many times up to this point.
I'm gonna take the reins on this one. No to black olives. Absolutely 0% chance.
Very much. Black olives are a big no. I literally cannot even get a black olive to get in my system. Alright, so we're gonna crouch under here, wait for him to pass over us, then we're gonna run right past him. Fix up. As long as we're far enough away, it won't be an issue. Yeah.
Olai muy.
Like, I can eat a green olive without getting sick. It's gross and I don't like it, but I can eat it. I can't eat black olives. Now, this black stuff is like this nasty substance, but if you jump across that particular patch quickly, you can actually get over it before before you actually get stuck, because it's really, really thick black,
Vamos aqui?
and it will you go very, very slowly through it.
Hello.
Now, in order to you see that creature in there. It's like a weird plant creature. What we're gonna do is jump over it, and that's how we get over that puddle of poop without getting hit. Now, what I'm gonna do is yank the cover off this. Now, we're actually gonna take control of that drone. Now, what you probably maybe missed in there, because we're talking while it was happening, is the drone is able to snipe those creatures. So if we take control of the drone and we put it in range of those creatures, like so, kill it. That's how we're going to actually progress. Now, once the last one's dead, we can just let go, nice and easy.
Hola, Mui.
Now, Mui can cross that goop no problem without slowing down. You'll see just how much it slows us down in a second. I'm gonna try and jump across as much of it as I can, but we are very stuck, and so you jump to move a little faster across it, but it is very, very hard to do so. Big jump. Jump. There we go. If you played Doom Eternal, it's the purple slime. Purple slime slows you down. Olive jelly beans. Alright. Grab this rope, and we're going to swing across just like so. And yeet! That's fun. Alright, so this log is on a rope that we have to get it off the rope. And then once it's off the rope, the little log door right there will lower. That's how we're gonna get across.
Hola.
So we're gonna send Mui on the log. Excellent. And then we are going to continue to drag the log across the water like this. Dead or alive. Very nice. Dead or alive. Oh, this internet chat room. Or one of the most internet chat rooms I've ever seen.
Hello.
Alright, let's knock this rope down. For whatever reason, Mui has to like push this one several times to get it to drop down, probably because it's just such a long rope. One that flew over the olive nest. Oh no.
Yes.
Marathon.
Yes.
Great. We're gonna crouch.
I
in the grass
love
there.
to see you next year.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have Mui hypnotize the pig here. We're gonna have Mui drag the pig right here. And this guy's gonna snipe the pig. Just like that. Oh, wait a minute. We do not go that way yet. We want to go this way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Mui stand right here. Stand on that weight plate. And then we can climb up here. Then once we're up here, then we can bring Mui up here with us as well. Now this is a new thing that we haven't had to do before, but we're gonna do now. We're going to take control of the drone, which isn't new, but we're going to actually use this drone a little bit differently. This drone is going to be transport for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let go of the button. I'm going to send Mui to stand on the drone. That is going to bring Mui up here like this. Now this part's a little annoying because Mui unfortunately does not exactly play nice, and this is one of this is probably the worst puzzle in the game from a design standpoint, because you have to manipulate the follow me and wait commands with precision timing, and it is very tricky to do, so I'm going to try my best.
Hola, Mui. Ima.
Yeah, see, Mui's standing on the weight plate, but for whatever reason, the thing didn't work, and I don't know why it does that. It is a very weird... It's almost like a bug that like, you could see she's very clearly standing on the weight plate. And yet, for whatever reason, the game is just like, yeah, she's not on the weight plate. So, we're gonna have to do this again. This is the only spot... So, in my speed run, my personal best in my speed run of this, this is the only place I lost time. I actually had no significant time losses anywhere except this puzzle. So if you want to learn the speed run and beat my time, it is possible. It's gonna be tough, but if you can save time on me over here, very much doable. All right.
Hola. Ima.
Again, did it again. Yep. This is a very frustrating puzzle for that reason. A very poorly designed puzzle, and I understand the reason why they did it this way, but I stand by, they should have designed it differently.
Come aqui. Hola. Ima, Mui. Hola. Ima, Mui.
I tried to hit the button quickly, but it didn't register. The game, there's a cooldown period before you can give another command for some reason.
Come aqui.
You see why this is a very frustrating segment of the game.
Mm-hmm. Could literally call it a run killer.
It is.
Hola, Mui. Ima.
There we go. Okay, that's what we want. Now, we're not going to climb up there yet, because I need to actually send the drone down here. This place. Now, we can progress. Or you keep more on. Rexy, what did I ever do to you? What
Be
did
awesome.
I ever do? No, you're not gonna butter me up like that. I ain't stupid.
But
Alright.
that's exactly what you did.
Hola.
It's literally what you did.
You did. Just glad Paul went back to work. Unless some other benefactor. Oh.
I mean, it's possible.
All right. Of torturing the ones you love. Okay. Well, I don't torture my brother, so. Oh God, do I not love my brother? All right, so I'm gonna leave Mui right here for this guy. We're gonna have to lower the water level on this one. I'm actually gonna wait a cycle because this guy's going to probably spot me if I try to swim right now. So I'm actually gonna wait a cycle. What's kind of funny is the distance that these guys will travel down to the water, like toward the water, depends on the water level. And you can actually kind of manipulate this a little bit. It doesn't really help with speedrunning, but it is possible. And yeah. I'm gonna raise the water level back up so we can climb out of here. Turn around, Lana. Why did you add that?
Why not?
Terrible. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the log in here. Then I'm going to get back in the water. Now, for whatever reason, he doesn't activate when he sees a log. He's just like, oh, that's a log. Like, okay. Lower the water level, actually, real quick. Then I'm going to run and jump over this guy. Land in here. Grab the log, bring it over. Get the water level as low as I can. I'm gonna call Mui over so she gets on the log. And now we've just got to balance swimming with avoiding these guys in their lights. Nice and easy. It's a 3-day training, very good times. Good times? It's like your own version of Final Destination. Alright. You haven't done a single incentive to a streamer yet this year? Please don't do the olive one to me. Paul already did it 3 times. And my stomach is complaining. You hate singing? Are you not a good singer, or? Tried that olive loaf. What olive loaf? You had to sign 1 year? Sing 1 year. It's like, well, if you know sign language, no big deal. Typing is hard. English is also hard. In public. What key do you sing in, Rexy? If it makes you feel better, I'm a baritone.
So am I. But I keep trying to sing as a tenor. Like, tenors get all the good parts.
Question I asked.
I know.
No, tenor gets all the good parts, and like that's the frustrating thing for me is that like I want to eventually audition for a musical, but I can't because none of the frickin' parts are baritones. The only one that you can get away with is Frollo in Hunchback, and even then, you're better as a bass than a baritone. I don't have a lot of olives yet, so maybe don't try and take advantage of that. Anyways, we climb up here and then jump down in order to lower this platform. Nice and easy like that. And then we're going to bring Mui over here like this. You have a range. At least you can answer the question. Rexy just says flat and quiet. I don't know what that means. Pumbaa was also a baritone, if you recall.
When he was a young sorry, that'll get us copyright struck.
I don't think singing the lyrics will trigger the copyright claim. Oh! I did not mean to run that far forward. Anyways. Back slightly. Alright, so we're gonna climb up here. We're gonna jump across. Now this is a cool little manipulation if we can actually time it properly. We're gonna wait till he gets down like that. We're gonna run and jump. No! I don't know why Mui fell off like that. She was not supposed to do that. Oh well. Singing ranges, oh my god, please stop. I mean, mine as well. I can barely hold a key, but I'm gonna need like special training before I can audition for a role. Now, let's try that again. And this time we don't fall off the drone. Like that. Look at that. Now Mui's on the drone. Oh, okay, we're good. And we're now going to take command of this drone. Same as we did before, but now we're going to actually be able to use Mui floating on the drone to chop through some ropes. And we need to do exactly that. She's going to bite that rope, and then we can just drop the drone right here. No big deal. Voice chats in the 12-day channels.
Olay.
That could be fun to listen to.
Olay.
We's okay, there we go. I was like, we AI stuck or something?
Hello, Mui.
And we can progress now. Man, look at those big bones. Nah, I'm sure it's nothing serious. Oh, look, there's more bones back there. There's some more right here. What on earth is possibly making all these bones? I wonder. Oh well, probably nothing. Nothing important anyway. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm just gonna set us up for success. Bring Mui over and have Mui stand right there at the edge of this platform. That's just prepping for what's to come in a second. Now, chat, if you are arachnophobic, you may want to look away for a moment because this is Lenny. Lenny is the ultimate potato spider. Somebody in my chat referred to him as an arachnicado. Probably kind of now, this is actually technically a boss fight where you have to do a bunch of QTEs. However, in the main menu, or rather the settings, you can turn off QTE sequences entirely, and so this just becomes a cutscene instead when you do that. So now Lenny is hypnotized, and he is docile, and he is going to behave himself. Aren't you, Lenny? Yes, you are. Bet he likes olives. I'm sure Lenny loves olives, and he can have all of mine. Olive mine. That is the boss fight. And now we are going to run for a long time. This is about 3 minutes of just holding the right stick. Or holding the left stick to the right, I should say. Have all of mine. Thank you, Lena, for that. And this is the part where you start to realize the soundtrack for this game is really good. Oh, interesting. Something glitched out on the visuals just now. If you've ever wanted to see a sunrise before,
it's the circle of... Sorry.
There's still so much more to hold.
oh yeah, Mui's fast. Mui's much faster than us. She's might actually turn off the soundtrack just so I can play my own music in the background. Let me tell you something. Having power metal playing in the background of this sequence gives it a very different vibe than this song. Sunrise. It's crazy because you don't get to see that every day. Actually, you do. Consider some olive juice.
Ila?
Do
Why would you
olives have juice
consider
or
this?
milk?
Settled on peach soda. Why would you consider olive juice? What about olive juice mixed with milk?
We'll get olive juice mixed with nut milk. Then we have you and Damien sell it.
Or we could not do that. So the giant monstrosity on Drill Street. That's Lenny. Lenny's adorable. Lenny's a big old bullshit.
Hey, was she talking about Lenny or the thing that we saw that could have been like the sun?
I think she's talking about Lenny.
Ah.
Now we're in the desert section. This is a fairly long segment of the game. So we're gonna stop here just so we don't get this guy to spot us. And we're gonna run right past him just like that. And he's none the wiser. Danejerus come up with a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. You want to read that?
Honestly, olive juice would go well with nut juice. Maybe a bit of pickle juice too, or beet juice. Sell it as a health drink.
I just want you to know I'm physically ill at the thought of that. I don't like juice anymore. Same, honestly. Alright.
Hola. Ima.
We're gonna leave Mui here. And we're gonna jump up. Now remember, light gets these eyes to stay closed.
Kialo.
Not what we want. We want the eyes to be open. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut off the electricity to lower that platform. And we're going to climb up here, and then we're gonna turn the electricity back on.
Hola.
And as soon as Mui gets on the platform, we can raise it up. Mui, you are supposed to be a cat. You're supposed to be agile. As graceful as a rock in a waterfall. Alright. Alright, so now Mui's going to help us get this one. This puzzle's funny because you have to get Mui to push the button to lower the rope.
Kialo.
Press the button again to lower the platform again. And
Kialo.
then push the button again to raise it up. Whoop.
Kialo.
Okay, that jumped the wrong way.
Kialo muy. Kialo.
Platform again.
Yellow.
And then raise it again. Just hit the platform like multiple times.
Kialo. 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 Hola.
have to land on that platform. If you try to jump down without that platform being there, you will die. Right here for us. Leave that closed for the moment. Very sure you can open it. So we need to jump in there. And we're gonna have to close it. Just so he passes across the top of us without spawning us. Opens it up again. And you might recognize this contraption over on the right. This is the thing that's gonna give us control of this guy. You might be wondering, well, how are you possibly going to solve this? New thing is we can use magnets here. So that gets them trapped in there. We can use the platform. Proceed forward. And there is a shrine over to the left, but we're not just getting shrines today. Yes, 6. My girlfriend is just as much of an advocate of torturing me as the rest of you. For some reason.
Muy.
Thanks, babe.
Oh, we will, Rexy. I'm going to highlight them.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
Toma aqui.
Are you feeling any better, dear?
Cielo. Olá.
I probably could make that, but I'm just gonna be safe and do one more swing.
Olá, muy.
Just to be safe. I absolutely could have made that, but I just want to be careful. Alright, I gotta jump across these, because these are... now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave Louis here for the moment. Now, we have to do this puzzle solo for the moment. But you'll notice these fans are very powerful. And if you run into those fans while they're spinning, you die. So we're going to avoid that. And do not try to run through there before it's like during that same cycle. Ask me how I know that. Kanzion donated $5 to Toys for Tots. Well, thank you, Kanzion. And as promised, there you go. How do you know that? I have done it before. That's how I know. Well, we managed to turn off the electric floors. However, the fans are still going. An unfortunate thing. There we go. There's the emote. So in addition to the floors being having the electric floors turned off. Also, the force field that was blocking us from pressing this button is now lowered. And we can take control of this drone. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through here. We do not want to land on the spikes. It's bad for obvious reasons. And we're gonna travel through here just like this. Now what we want to do
Vamos aqui, Mui.
is put Mui on this drone. And same as before, we are going to bring Mui up. I did not get enough air before we went through, and we flew off
Vamos aqui.
the drone. So we're gonna try that again. Yeah, the timing's a little tight there, so you gotta be pretty quick on it. All right, so now that the electricity's been turned off to the floor, we've been able to get through here, but there's still some electricity present, so we've got to turn that off by pushing that button, and then Mui is going to chomp that rope. And now the electricity is shut off to everything. Fans, all of it. And now we can proceed forward. Yeah, y'all didn't see me before, like, I think last week when my hair was longer. I think my hair was down to, like, here. And I told my stylist, like, just cut half of it off. I want half of it gone. He was like, okay. I eat more olives this week than I ever have. Unlikely. More than half the jar was gone before this week. So, probably not. Longer hair between the two of us. You had longer hair before I cut mine. Yours was still longer. Now this puzzle's a little bit annoying to actually do casually. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna do the speedrun strat here. And what's fun is it's actually like a cool little strat to show off. You're supposed to bring Mui with you in order to have her do some of the progression here. However, we're actually going to leave her here. Meowma put another $5 in toward Toys for Tots. I'm a man of my word. There you go. I'm just so much fuller. My hair is thicker than. Oh no! Pausing the game there was ill-advised idea. I stood up out of the grass and got attacked. Okay, let's try that again. Leave Mui there. Send Mui through the hole in the ground. Back through the hole. Just to get this guy over the left of me, and then I can proceed forward from here. Now you're supposed to do some like fake stress to get Mui back out of here. However, that takes a long time to do, so we're gonna do the speedrun strat instead. And this is not how this is supposed to be done, but it's very funny that you can. We're gonna jump, activate this guy, and then run and crawl under here. And then we can just run forward. Not the way the developer intended you to beat that part, but it is much faster and much less annoying than the developers wanted you to do it. Bot wanted a bug. I know. So now, we get attacked by the spider, and Mui's dead. I'm just kidding. She's fine. She's fine. Don't worry. She'll be okay. Man, getting cocky is gonna get a lot of keys. You're gonna be a high school janitor by the time this is all over with. Alright. Well, now Mui is being taken away. Because Mui was fighting the alien machines the same way that Elo was. 'Cause remember, we've been searching this whole game for our sister, who was kidnapped very early on. So we have to go find both of them now. Not the cat. It's okay. We'll find the cat. Probably. No promises.
Moi!
She was captured. Exactly.
Hilo! Moi!
Okay. So now we're gonna take a nap in the desert.
Moi! Hilo!
Flashback. Return the kitty. Yes, type return the kitty if you would like a Steam key.
Lana!
Actually, I'm gonna enter this one because that is a funny. That's a funny one. There we go. All right. So the same thing as that first flashback from before. You see what I mean about them kind of recycling the same segments a few times. Seems like a very odd choice on their part to do that. Feels like they're trying to pad out the game time a little bit, as opposed to coming up with new areas or extending the ones they currently have. Oh, I just realized I'm not even following. Whoops. It's easy to forget sometimes.
Speaking of following, you mind if I make a little announcement real quick?
Yeah, well,
Oh dear, I've got hiccups at the same time. Let's hope they stay down and don't get too much bad. For everybody, also follow the 12 Days of Indie channel because as next year, we are going to be moving the event over to the 12 Days of Indie channel off of Indie's channel. No, wow, they just won't quit, will they? So if you feel free to do so right now, please go over to the 12 Days of Indie channel on the chat. And please hit that follow button so that you can stay up to date with the event next year, especially if we get Danejerus to come back on next year. I'm gonna go before these try to kill me.
oh my goodness.
Enjoy the rest of your stream.
I will.
TI.
Oh
TI.
boy. Alright, so
Ona.
another
La-
sequence
no.
here. This is another spot where I am actually going to do the speedrun strat here because there's no glitches involved, and
When?
this is the slowest
Tatani.
person in the entire world. And you'll see what I mean in a second.
Lana.
As soon as this cutscene is, you'll see.
Moi.
So what we have to do is we have to actually run to the right. A decent
TI.
distance.
Lana.
And he has to follow us.
Rakun.
But you can see how slow this guy is. So we're gonna bypass that. We hit a checkpoint, and we reload that checkpoint. And he's already over here. Because, yeah, it would be a nightmare to wait for him. All that way for nothing.
Man.
We haven't been running on the right. for this sequence, we run to the right. There are places where we run to the left. All right. See if I remember the sequence here. It's middle, right? I think this is it. I might have this wrong. Yeah, I have it wrong. If you have it right, the cutscene starts instead. Let me hear it out. It's the first one. The first one is left. I think. This is where I break out live split and check my notes. Oh no, I don't have my splits for this game anymore because of I had to reformat my computer at one point because I made a new rig. Okay, I'm gonna check the solution real quick. The problem is you have to decipher the solution and don't remember the exact pattern for this. Middle. What's this? Two left. And then right hand ones. See, I have this set in live split to show differently. This is to right. There we go. Okay, they should work. Oh, thank you, dear. Uh-oh. 4 green, 2 purple. I go by the lines that are on the above the thing. This is not correct either. Why is this not correct? The box hook is one side right. That's what moved up. Okay, I think this is correct. There we go. That's the fade out is what you're looking for. Oh, thank you anyway. I got it though. Please be. Yeah, having the solution in live split is 1,000 times easier. Because the solution I literally have set as how many times to push each button. Makes things real easy. And so this is another creature that we are going to, it's like a robot, it's like one of the robot aliens, but like a manufactured one that this guy made. And we're going to take this thing through the desert to get us over to where we want to go very, very quickly. It's so kind of like how we fought Lenny, the Arachnicado, as what we so affectionately called him. This is also a QTE sequence where we turn the QTEs off and it becomes a cutscene instead. We got another little sequence coming up in a second, and then we are going to be in the final segment of the game. So I think there's like 3 puzzles here or something like that. It's not very many. And since we're approaching the last 20 minutes of the segment, we'll just do the speedrun stuff from here on out, because why not? Oh, shoot. Well, that's not what we do with a speedrun. Uh-oh. I forget the manip for this guy, but you can manipulate this guy's pattern to get him to move a little faster. Again, I haven't done the speedrun in Quado since like summer, so it's been a little while. I've been focusing on other games for speedrunning stuff. So this one's a pretty straightforward puzzle, actually. You're supposed to use the platform there to jump across, yada, yada, yada. You can kind of see how this one plays out. However, it is much faster to do this instead. What you do, you're gonna grab this platform. Drop the platform right about there is good. Now again, this is not how the developers intended you to do this puzzle. Jump up here, run across, and jump up like that. Yeah, that's not how they intended you to do that, but they gave you just enough room to be able to do it. Whoops. Spotted me. He's not supposed to spot me, but a little bit too far forward. Alright, so he is going to jump down. As soon as he jumps down, we're going to push out. Jump up there. We want to get across before he turns around right then. And that gets us. Big floating platform. It's too late to catch this one, but we'll be able to catch the next one. Playtesting, people got confused here, so they added a little pop-up that says you're supposed to crouch here, which is kind of funny. Oh, you're still here, are you? So it's a landing, it's a cargo platform. So it is landing to pick up cargo. At least that's what it's presented as. If it's something else, then it's not clear what that is. Or we could just use the very easy descriptor of video game logic. Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Nothing was being loaded into it, but it looks like a loading platform. Must always question the logic of everything. You want the answer though? I mean, that's the best explanation I've been able to come up with. Is it's a loading platform that carries stuff between here, this place we're loading into, and the last place. This is up in the big ship that we saw at the beginning of the game. So now we are going to be able to run through this final speed. This is the last area. And it's a little bit of a longer area, so we're going to try and zip through it as quick as we can, just because we are starting to come up on the last speed. Okay, he spotted me. I thought maybe I could run out and do that a little faster, but apparently not. Grab this box, bring it over, and use this to get up on the platform. As soon as he turns around. Get out of here. Before he even spotted us. Now it looks like there's like a meat grinder of some sort, like the warthogs and the spider guys we've seen before going through the meat grinder. Sucks to be them, right? Oh, that's brutal. Oh man. Wouldn't want to be stuck in there if I were you, right? That would be terrible. Oh, look, it's Moy. Hi, Moy. Oh god. No, Moy. No, don't go in there. No, Moy, don't go in the meat grinder. No. Oh. Due to some Deus Ex Machina, Moy has been saved from the meat grinder. I don't know why that is. So now we can progress forward. Why did the meat grinder not tear Moy up into 1,000 pieces? I have no idea. Literally, it's Deus Ex Machina. Deus Ex Machina? Good wait for this guy to turn around. Too small. He is very small. So, little speedrun manipulation here. We're gonna actually stand up right here. We'll let that guy spot us, and then he'll actually go back to the left. And he doesn't. We have to wait for the full cycle. Little speedrun tech there for you. That is nice to be able to skip that whole cycle. And then we just scurry on out of here, nice and easy. Oh look, it's Moy. And Moy's being brought up there. And dropped into that container. Makata. Kata. Whatever. Whatever. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we have to get past that throne. There's no other way to do it than to grab this button and possess this. Yeah, you can't do this quick enough to grab the drone. I've tried. So we just have to wait for the cycle. We're gonna do the same thing we did the last time, where you magnetize this guy, bring him up, and drop him in here. Now he can get out of here pretty easily, so we gotta book a Dano to get over here to the right before this guy becomes aware of us. And now this one's gonna let us actually take possession of that drone. Try using the drone to push the box, but that is very, very slow and cumbersome, and it doesn't work very well. So instead, we're going to pull the box over ourselves, just like this. What's wrong? No, don't climb on the box. Grab this box with our big fancy magnet. And then this box is going to replace Moy and put her out on that platform. And we gotta knock that box off as well using the drone. Looks like so. So what I'm gonna do is actually knock it over to the right. And the reason why is because if we knock it to the left, it takes longer to set this up. Go up the drone real quick. And having the drone right here means you can put Mui on it right away, which is a nice little bonus. Yeah, we're reunited with Mui.
Mui.
We missed her so much. And a little spiral tail. So we're gonna put Mui on the drone. Hello? Lana? There you go. And then we gotta turn off the power here, so we're going to push that button. Here, we gotta lower that force field, which is controlled by this button. And then there's two buttons here we gotta push. This one. And this one. Pushing them both lowers this force field. And then we gotta be very careful coming through here. Very easy to box these things. And once we've pushed all of those, we are free to proceed. Oh, that's right. We did get a $10 donation. I completely forgot about the Pet the Cat incentive. Alrighty. You paid for it. There you go, Mui. Alright. Pull this panel off so we can get through here. Now, another game that I compared this to was Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey. I don't know if you remember that game. Bit of an older title at this point that came out in 1997. But I see a lot of overlap with that game. In fact, I think a lot of the inspiration for the design of this game came from that one. And part of it is part of the reason why is because the upcoming section that's is sort of like the final sequence, the final boss sequence, is very similar to the final sequence that you get in Abe's Odyssey. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. But yeah, here's where we start to learn about what's going on, and it's kind of insidious. It has to do with forced human breeding, let's say. It's a little dark. It's not exactly the warm and cuddly storyline you thought you were gonna get. It's actually kind of dark. We won't talk about that too much, as we can kind of pass that. It was a confusing mess. I thought the world building they did in the first game was actually really good, and then it sort of started to fall off a little bit with the second game. I feel like they tried to do too much with the second game and sort of got in their own way. But I thought the first game was fantastic. I played the heck out of that game. So now you can see a bunch of prisoners here. A bunch of people that are locked in these cells. Maybe Elo's here. I don't know, maybe. Alright, nice big jump. Another big jump. So many olive-related entries. Alright, so we're gonna drop down here, slide down this, slide. Oh. Is that Eloy here? Look at that! It's Elo! Now this cutscene is actually pretty long, so we're gonna skip it because this is a spot where they give you a checkpoint right away that you can use to skip the cutscene. And this is the final sequence. It's not the last part of the game. There's still a little bit more after this. But this is the final boss sequence, so to speak. Oh, I guess they jumped too high up. I died from fall damage. Excellent. Try that one again. going into the that's like the final boss sequence, and then we have one more sequence right coming up here. This is what I guess you would call the final boss, although it's not really a boss fight so much. It's just like one more puzzle that you have to do, but you can die during the puzzle, so you got to be fast about how you execute it. Yeah, very much a limbo moment. Just very much aesthetically, anyway. Oh no, we brought up Limbo at the beginning of the game. Limbo, Inside, Little Nightmares all have a very similar vibe going on here. How did you miss that? No idea. We said that in the first chapter. So we're going to send Mui up there. Push that button, and then she'll come down here automatically, which is nice. But by pushing that button, we have activated this So you gotta get into place. Have we close the platform so you don't die from the sun. Push that button. And then we are going to run, Forrest, run. Oh, normally you can make that. I can't believe I didn't make that time. That's actually really surprising. So I'll play it safe and take cover for one cycle just to make sure I don't die again. Normally you can actually make that in one cycle. And that is time. That is where the speedrun stops. Now this cutscene is unfortunately going to last longer than this, so we'll launch it up until we hit the hour mark, and then the next one will take over. Is it a giant multicolor olive? It is not, actually. It is the sun. But it is the source of power for all of the robot, machine, alien creatures. And it's, by the way, another QTE sequence. So if you turn the QTE off, it becomes a cutscene. But it's normally you'd be seeing pop-ups on the screen that you'd have to mash to proceed forward. Giant sun olive. See, I feel like you're stuck on the word olive. It's not an olive. Before the next runner is ready to go, but next host ready for takeover. I want to make sure they're here, and I don't have to keep going. Yeah, Boy is now fighting the sun. There you can see. Alien leader. Kinda? You'll see.
今もい今もういい
That's correct. Oh, they're not all red now. They're all waking up, and now they're good guys. Now they won't attack us. Ah, Dreamer, you're up next. Got it. I wasn't sure if you, I wasn't sure who was up next. Ready you think you are? As ready as you can be. Who knows? Well, since Dreamer's here, we're going to go ahead and skip the epilogue, which is another few minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But I hope you all enjoyed Planet of Lana. This is a game that I speed ran for a little while, and it's a game that I adore to pieces, even though it's, you know, short and simplistic. You see, it's a beautiful art showcase, and it's definitely worth a play, I think, for a lot of people. So, but yeah, if you want to follow me at twitch.tv/Danejerus, Danejerus. You can find me speedrunning all sorts of things over there. One of the sponsored games for this event, Fashion Police Squad, is been my main speedrun for a little while. It's like my big project that I've been working on. Maybe not my main exactly, but yeah, you can follow me over there. Remember, we're still collecting donations from now until the 12th for Toys for Tots. So if you want to make a child's day this holiday season, be sure to get your donations in, because all that money, sorry, 97% of that money that goes toward Toys for Tots actually goes toward giving a child in need a gift this holiday season. So you can make a child's day that would not otherwise get a gift this holiday. So thank you all for tuning in. Stick around, because we're gonna have Dreamer of Thorns is gonna be up next. And yeah, I will see you all on the 10th. Actually gonna be doing Fashion Police Squad that day. Or we'll be doing more speed runs. If you caught that on day 1, we'll be doing more of that on day 10. So be sure